It's magic. 102.3 and 92.7. We're the real sound of the DMV. Man, I have some special guests on the show today that I didn't even tell Tony nor Pam about because I just wanted to be a surprise to them. But these are my brothers and your brothers too, Pam. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
I knew it.
Wow.
Hey guys! Oh my gosh,
Hey,
this is a wonderful surprise.
Hello. This is fantastic.
Hey, what's up, Tony?
Well, nice to be a good surprise. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, man. Yeah, y'all a good
Don't want to be the
surprise,
thing
man.
that doesn't leave, right?
That's right.
No doubt.
This is
God,
better
you know,
than good.
I was just thinking, man, last time I had y'all on the show together was, the day Prince died.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Man, don't want to. Well, let's not start there. But I wanted to have I wanted to have
Donnie,
them
we
on
can't
today.
go back now.
No, we can't go back now. Oh man, but I wanted to have them on today because something very cool happened last night. As a matter of fact, it was introduced during D Nice's quarantine. What's his party called? Quarantine.
Club Quarantine.
Yeah, Club Quarantine, right. Yeah. Which I was on for about an hour or so, man. I was trying to keep up with the text, but I was like you, Jimmy. They were just moving so fast. I'm like, why can't even read these? It's going so fast.
Yeah, the comments were flying by. But every once in a while we'd see people, because when, people come in, they pop up. So we saw your name pop up, and then D Nice would go, oh, Donnie Simpson's on. So he was just calling out people, man. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time.
Yeah, it was great. But last night he did the music of Jam and Lewis and BabyFace, and all their music for the whole night. And but it was to culminate into one special moment because he wanted to introduce a new song and by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and BabyFace.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, so I'm so excited about this because the guys that sent me the song, I guess maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's just incredible. It's been killing me not to be able to play it, but we can play it now.
I'm excited.
Great.
Yeah. So I played a little bit for the guys over the mic so nobody could really hear it. Like a week ago, Jimmy, and but everybody just loved it, man. Just to get the reaction is always the same. It's like music's back.
Right. It's like, finally.
Well, that's a good reaction to have, man. I mean, I for us, if you think about really what we've always tried to do as producers, going back to, and SOS Band is a perfect example. When SOS Band came out, they did Take Your Time, Do It Right, and everybody fell in love with the SOS Band. They fell in love with that song. Then they had a couple of records that people kind of were like, it's okay. When we came back with Just Be Good to Me for them, they fell back in love with SOS Band. And so that was really always our kind of, the way we always operated. I mean, that was always our thing, is to make people try to fall back in love with the music again, and also why they fell in love with that artist again. And that's sort of the opportunity we have now with the project we're working on. And, BabyFace is the first one that you hear. But I hope that that's the effect that, the song has on people, that it's, we call it nostalgic, like when you hear something new that gives you the excitement of hearing something new, but it gives you that old comfort of things that you grew up with that you liked. Like Terry would say, like, it could be like when you go to a restaurant and you go, oh, man, this is just like my mom used to make, right? But it's a new restaurant, right? There's nothing like that feeling, and that's what we're trying to evoke with what we're doing on this project.
Yeah, and we're such big fans of all the artists that, it's just a special time for us. It's just fun, to just get in there and do our thing, man, and just make the music that we love with the artists that we love. It's great.
Man, I love it. I mean, when you sent it to me originally, Jimmy, the first thing I said was, it takes me back into time when artists were artists with real producers and real songs,
Right.
I just said, I wish we were on Video Soul to introduce it. It takes you back.
Right, exactly. But I mean, that's the thing, is that music, it really marks time. It's kind of time travel. It really is. And so if it can take you back to a feeling, particularly nowadays, of course, with COVID and all the things that we're dealing with right now in society, anything that takes you back to a comfortable place is a good thing. but also you have to move forward. So, right. So if you're hearing something new, once again, and it's making you fall in love with the things that you value about music, then I think that's the sweet spot, and that's what, like I say, we're trying to do. And as Terry said, BabyFace, D Nice asked us last night, what do you remember about, BabyFace and the sessions and the whole thing? And Terry just said, hey, it was fun. We had so much fun. And every time we get together, we just have so much fun. And if you think about it, the biggest thing was that BabyFace is such a great producer. So for him to kind of trust us with the production and kind of take his production hat off and then trust us to do it, that meant so much to us. But then when he heard, when the record was done and we played it, he just said, that sounds so good. Oh, man, that sounds so good. But what I realized was, as a producer, he would be nitpicking it. Like, he'd be, I could have sang that better. We could have used, right? He got a chance to just hear it fresh. And he probably hasn't been able to hear himself like that, just to hear himself. And so it allowed him to just hear the song as it was and just really appreciate it and enjoy it. And so to give him that opportunity was cool. And for him to trust us to do that for him. So what an honor. What an honor.
That's major. Wow. All right, well, we got to play it. So let's drop the song. It's called He Don't Know Nothing About It. Jammin' Lewis with BabyFace.
He don't.
Wow.
Oh my God, I love it. That's awesome.
That's a great song.
Isn't it great?
Definitely what we need in these times, something to make you feel good.
Real music.
I'm telling you.
Damn, you sounded like Halle Berry right there. Make you feel good.
No, that's not even right. Don't even compare me to her, okay?
We love Halle.
They said they wanted to be nostalgic, so.
No, that was great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That was great.
It's a great song. I'm telling you, I was so excited. And Jimmy sent it to me at like 3 a.m, right? He's like, so he's texting me, like, what are you doing up? It's like, man, it's tomorrow. It's tonight for you, but it's tomorrow for me.
Yeah, you're not on a producer time schedule, man. So
no, man.
For sure.
I know. Terry, we used to talk sometime, man. I talked to you on the way to work when I was doing the show in the morning at 6. Because I knew at 5 you're still up. Home. Right, you're going home. It's like we live on opposite sides of the clock, bro.
No doubt.
Always have.
Yeah.
So the purpose of this project is interesting to me because, well, you kind of talked about it, but it's about bringing music back, right?
Well, we don't believe music ever left. As Michael said, it is where it is now. But the music that we like, we are just trying to make the music that we like, and we hope that everyone else enjoys it as well. So, I hate to put down where things are because that's just the evolution of music, and we always have to respect that.
Yeah, I understand.
But once again, back where we come from, we expected stuff of artists, and we expected stuff of the music. And to me, the way music has evolved is like people don't respect it the way they used to. It became a kind of just something that I call it just something you vacuum to. You put it on, and if you like this, you'll also like that. And it just comes on and goes off, and you don't invest in.
Yeah.
But we want to make music that fully you want to invest in. You want to have it. You want to covet it. You want to play it. You want to live in it. And you want it to be the soundtrack of your life. So that's the way I see it.
Listening to that song just now, it just kind of ties into what you're saying, I guess, is that like it reminds me of how, like, when I used to listen to radio back in the day, you didn't have to introduce new Marvin Gaye song. Just play it. And everybody go, that's Marvin, right away. Same thing with this. It's like, that's Face. Listen to that. That's Jammin' Lewis. That sound, that unique sound that you guys have, man. It's just, that's awesome, man. What about some of the other, I don't know if you can talk about this. I know you sent me one other piece, and I won't say what it was, but I mean, it's just incredible. But there are some other things to come with other people, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great friends that we're recording for the album, and actually, though, the song that I won't say what the song is that I sent you, but I will give an example of kind of what we were talking about, because it's important that the artists fall back in love with themselves again, too, as we strive to have, people fall back in love with those artists or remember that first time they heard something and go, oh, man, I love that. So I will say that one of the people that are on the record is Boyz II Men. And we played the song, one of the songs for Sean from Boyz II Men. He happened to be at the studio just randomly, just for a whole different reason. And he said, hey, whatever happened to that song we worked on? And we said, oh, we'll play it for you, because we were mixing it, right? And we pressed play, and literally tears started running down his face. Wow. And when the song ended, what he said was, we had a long conversation after, but his feeling was that all the things that he valued about music, he heard in that song. The lyrics, the melodies, but even live instruments, string sections, and the structure of the song with bridges and chord changes and modulations and dynamics. All of the things that he valued about music, he said that he hadn't heard recently. All of a sudden, he was hearing all of those things. But not only was he hearing those things, he was part of it. So he fell back in love with himself as an artist, which was great, but also loved the way that the song turned out. And that, to me, is the feeling that we want all the artists to have. When Babyface heard his song, that's what, like I say, he just was like, oh, I love this. But it was interesting when L.A. Reid, we played it for L.A. Reid because it was important for us to play it for, obviously because of their connection over the years. And when we played it for L.A. Reid said, I feel like a cavity has just been filled in my soul where I didn't even know I had a cavity.
Wow.
And so to have him say that, and obviously their relationship goes back, to the beginning, him and Faith, but to have him feel that way about a song meant everything to us, because once again, it's what we set out to do. And what you set out to do, you don't always achieve it, but at least you have that in your brain that's what you want to try to do for people. And that's what we're trying to do with this song. And by this song, and the whole project is really like that with a lot of artists that I think people will really love, So that's the goal. And our overall goal is we want to leave music in a better place than we found it, because music has, it's put us in your life, Donnie, which is one of the most amazing relationships ever. But it's also taken us around the world. It's raised our kids. It's been nothing but good for us, and we want to leave it in a better place for all the music makers and people that want to enjoy music and make music in the future. So that's our overall kind of goal.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've already done that, bro. You left it better than you found it, 40
That's
years ago.
Sure.
Seriously. But keep trying. We'll love it. Keep trying. Keep working on it.
Definitely. That's a great goal to have. Right.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I always
amazing,
say
man.
I love the journey. I don't ever want to arrive at the end of this.
Yeah.
That's the whole point,
Yeah.
You have a destination, just hope you never get there.
Yeah.
It's just
like,
very cool to just keep going.
Yeah, the horizon always moves, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It does, yeah. You never reach it. You keep trying. You never reach the horizon. It changes every time you get closer. It moves. So, man,
And if you do reach it, it was too close.
Wow.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Man, I love y'all to death. You know that. And when will we get the whole project?
So it'll be next year. It'll probably be probably March. I think we'd like to try to come March, and we're pretty close. There'll probably be a couple more singles before we actually come with the album, but we'll just see how it goes and where it takes us, man. It's been a 35-year journey, as we've said, starting with Janet stealing "What Have You Done For Me Lately" from us 35 years ago, and starting her career and ending ours. So, but we're back on track now.
Wait a minute. What's that mean? Wait a minute. What are you saying? What does that mean?
Well, the story was when we started the Jam and Lewis album. The idea for the Jam and Lewis album started 35 years ago. And it was around the same time we were starting the Control album with Janet. And Terry and I had started doing tracks for our album. And so when we got Control done, or what we thought Control was done, And John McClain at A&M Records at the time, he was the A&R guy. So he comes to Minneapolis, and we play him Control, we play him Nasty, we play him When I Think of You, we play him Pressure Principle, we play him Funny How Time Flies, Let's Wait a While. We play all these songs. And like all A&R people used to do, he went, I just need one more. And we said, what are you talking about, one more? Come on, man, we got the whole album, man. He said, what? So anyway, we go riding in the car. We go to a restaurant. We're going to go to a restaurant. So we take, I think a cassette at the time, back in that day. We put the cassette in, and we said, listen to this. This is some stuff for our album, the Jam and Lewis album. And we pressed play, and about the third track in, he goes, that's the track I need for Janet. And we're going, what are you talking about, man? That's for our album, right? So then he goes, he said, well, play it for her, and if she likes it, she can have it. And I'm like, oh, you're just giving our stuff away. I said, okay, cool. Next day at the studio, we go to the studio. Janet's sitting kind of in the lobby, kind of watching TV. And so we just put it on. We just turned it on. We didn't say anything. Put the track on. And we kind of watch it. She's watching TV, and then she kind of puts her head down and starts bobbing a little bit. And she walks to the door, and then she kind of points at the speakers, and then she points at Terry and me. And then when the song goes off, she goes, who's that for? And we said, well, you if you want it. And she said, oh, I want it. And that song ended up being, What Have You Done For Me Lately?
Wow.
So it started her career. Yeah, so it started her career, basically. It ended ours.
And ended yours.
As artists, anyway. And so over the 35 years, we've attempted with different artists to do songs and say, we'll go in and we'll say, hey, this is for something for our album. And they go, great. And then when the song's done, they go, oh, no, I got to keep that one. Maybe about, what was it, 3 years ago, I think we went in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. And people were coming up to us after, because we performed a couple of our songs, and people were going, wow, it's cool to hear you guys do your own songs. And we're like thinking, yeah, we need to do our record, because that's one of the things we still haven't done yet. And so then we just got selfish. We started doing songs with people, but then keeping them. So that's the case now. It's like basically everything that we do, and we say it's for our album, we actually stick to it. And that's the thing. And by the way, Donnie, I just wanted to say, as I mentioned, Songwriters Hall of Fame, which we're inducted in, you just got inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame.
Yes,
so can I tell you, first of all, congratulations. What an honor.
Yes,
what an honor, right? So we, like you said, we're introducing the song on Video Soul. That's what we would have done back in the day. But now we have a Hall of Fame inductee introducing our new song. How about that?
That's right.
How about that?
Hall of Famer.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I was honored to be there for your Hall of Fame induction, by the way.
Yes.
And BabyFace was there.
Yes, he was.
John Bon Jovi, man, I met all kind of people that night. It was just awesome. What a night, man! I was just so honored. Barry Gordy was inducted again that night.
Again, yeah,
very special, very special.
Yeah,
man. I'm just so proud of you guys, man. I'm just and so honored to be your friend. I mean, that morning when you sent me this song, Jimmy, it's just like, how blessed am I? I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to this gift.
Yeah, you were definitely thrilled for sure.
I was. It's like I just love these brothers. I really do. Hey, man, good luck with everything, man. Thank y'all, and I appreciate you. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.
And hello to you.
Thank you.
Hello,
Love you guys.
Love y'all.
hello to the wives, please.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, man.
Yeah.
Take care. Love y'all.
All right.
All right. Jimmy
Bye-bye.
Jam and Terry Lewis here on Magic 102.3 and 92.7. What a story that was, huh?
I'd never
was-
heard that before.
that
That's
was-
amazing.
Great story.
Oh, my goodness. Janet started her career and ended ours. It's like, I was like, and we're just laughing because we give them that radio laugh. You laugh at everything. It's like, then I was like, well, wait a minute. What does that mean?
Right.
And then
I'm
we
glad
get that story.
Glad you went back to it.
Me
Wow.
too. I'm glad you
Yeah.
asked because I'm like,
Yeah.
huh?
Wow. What a
Yeah,
story.
that's great.
Love them guys so much. I really do. They're like, I don't have to say this is true. The only guys I've ever met that the day I met them, I felt like we went to elementary school together. Like they were old friends
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. And that has never ended. They're like brothers to me. They really are, truly like brothers.
Great guys.
All right. It's Magic 102.3 and 92.7.